What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're in full Magic Moves Pokemon team. These are moves that contain the word magic, and I can tell you what, it's extremely limited, only having Magical Leaf as the only attacking move. So I had to come up with some pretty interesting strategies to even get some content. It was a super difficult challenge. Now, if you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my Theme Team battles, Pokemon sweeps, shiny hunts, all the forms of salty entertainment. Link in the description of the video. Drop me a follow there if you haven't already. Okay, we got two battles with the Magic Moves team today. The first battle was against Akina Umbreon. And I'm going to go over some of these sets because they were difficult, really difficult. Now, there are a couple of abilities too with magic in them, so I included Magic Guard, Magic Bounce, and Magician too. Speaking of Magician, we got a Klefki lead here with Magic Room, Magic Coat, and I gave it some other attacking moves too to try and make the ability Magician work. So I didn't have a Magical Leaf on this set, I run some other moves. It was extremely difficult, as you get to see. First Pokemon is Umbreon, and second Pokemon is Umbreon. It is a full Umbreon team, so I was dealing with a lot of fault. First things first, I got the Magician ability. What Magician does, if you're not holding an item and you land an attacking move or a special attacking move on the opponent, you steal their item. So I stole the item there, which is a Chesto Berry, which straight away tells me that it was a stalling Umbreon. So I'm going to get that Umbreon out with a Dazzling Gleam, and that is the first one down. Now, Klefki was the best Pokemon on my team, like suited for an Umbreon team, because I did have Dazzling Gleam right. Now, Magic Coat's actually pretty good too, because Umbreon tends to have a lot of status moves. I thought, well, I'll give it a go and let's see what happens. Are they going to use a status move? And they went for Attract, and Attract is going to get bounced back onto the Umbreon, and it's going to be infatuated by a golden little boo-boo key. So that was an excellent start to the battle right there. Now we got the Umbreon swapping out, a little bit salty there, I would be salty. Next Pokemon it's Umbreon number 4. So I can continually just keep going for Dazzling Gleam here, right? Once again, I'll say this, there was no other moves with magic in there. So Magical Leaf was the closest move. It was very rough. Anyway, so I've got these Umbreon. I'm going to go for a Snarl here. That's going to drop my special attack. It's not going to do a lot of damage to Klefki. It did crit me, however. Now, the EV spread on Klefki was max speed and max special attack. I also gave it Timid Nature, and of course I didn't give it item because I wanted to make use of Magician. Another Pokemon that has Magician is Delphox too, but we haven't used Delphox in a long time. I used to use one, for example, you could make use of Magician with an item still by using something like Solar Beam and Power Herb, right? Consume your item and then steal an item. Pretty cool. So we got some more Dazzling Gleams here. This is the Umbreon number 5. I've nearly exposed the whole team. Now Umbreon's going to go for a Taunt, so I can't use any of my status moves. That's not really that much of a problem because I can keep going for Dazzling Gleam. Not that it's doing a lot to this Umbreon. This seems to be a really thick Umbreon. Thickion! That could be like, I was going to say, that could be a normal evolution of Eevee, alright? Thickion, remember that one. Remember when Game Freak does that. Anyway, so we have this Umbreon just continually going for foul play over and over again. I don't think they've got a lot of coverage moves to actually hit a Klefki. When you think about Umbreon's physical and special moveset, they're kind of limited, right? So Umbreon's going to be eating its Apple Berry. I would have liked to have a Magic Room there. That would have been really nice. I could have taken it out. Magic Room stops, obviously items working. So we're going to go for Magic Room this turn. Now, think about this. I don't have Prankster. I've got Magician, so I can't get those quick status moves up. That's the only drawback of having Magician. Obviously, not many people are going to choose Magician over Prankster. So finishing off with a really powerful Steel Beam here. Look at that damage. You wouldn't read about it. And I'm going to fake myself. Basically, Klefki's use has come to an end, but it did pretty well. Took out 2 Umbreons and damaged the third one. So next Pokemon I'm going to be bringing here is Exeggutor. Now remember the Magic Room is on the field. So I've got Exeggutor and I've got Choice Scarf. So I've got Choice Scarf, Carmine Leech Seed, and Skill Swap, right? What I can do under the Magic Room, it's got to ignore the effects of Choice Scarf, right? So I can use those status, I can use any moves pretty much, and when the Magic Room wears off, I'll be back in a Choice Scarf. So what I want to do is I want to try and get as many Carmines up as possible, but unfortunately Umbreon is going to taunt me, so I can't use any more moves than Magical Leaf, which is okay. At least I got a +1 in special attack. Now the EV spread for the Exeggutor was a Timid Nature set. It's not Exeggutor's nothing special in speed, trust me. And it's also got max special attack. It's got good special attack, though. Next Pokemon, wow, it's an Umbreon. I'm going to go for another Magical Leaf there. And it's a solid 4-hit KO. Now the Umbreon is going to go for a workup. So it could be physical, it could be special here, too. The items I gave was Choice Scarf, and the ability was Chlorophyll. So if I come across any sunny weather, I could make use of its speed even more too. I did have Skill Swap in there so I could get rid of Chlorophyll. I might be, like, I was trying to get something like maybe like a Beast Boost or Moxie, but it sort of never came up in this battle. Now that's my Exeggutor gone, unfortunately. We're going to bring a Mr. Mime here. This is also running a, this has actually got a Trick Macho Brace there. Macho Brace drops the speed by half, and I've also got Magical Leaf, Magicoat, and Magic Room too. Max speed and max special attack. A lot of my offensive sets had this because Magical Leaf was such a weak move. The ability is a Technician as well, so I can power up that Magical Leaf. So here comes a payback. I stole the black glasses, but still the Mr. Mime is going to get one shot at poor Mr. Mime. At least I got that Macho Brace off, right? Next Pokemon is my Hatterene. This is max health and max special attack, Modest Nature. Quiet Nature. I've got Magic Powder, a new magic move, and we got Magical Leaf, Trick Room, and Magic Room. When you think about this, right, I've only got a grass move, so Magic Powder is quite handy, and not only getting rid of the stab, but you can actually change the opponent's type. So say if they were... say if they were a Steel type, you could change them into a Psychic type, and then, Magical Leaf would hit them for neutral damage. At least, that would be horrible come across those types, right? So I was very, very reliant on this Hatterene. Like, in fact, I could have used another Pokemon Magic Room now that I think about it, right? So go for another Leaf, they call it Leaf Storm there. Another Magical Leaf. The magic is in me, people. I'm making mistakes. And that is the next Umbreon down. So we got 2 more Umbreon left. Now, this has got a item as a Miracle Seed. I'm trying to create some miracles here. And I've got Magic Bounce as the ability. So I'm running their full magic abilities too. So here comes another foul play. I lived on 1 health. The merch is available. Like, that Magic Powder actually saved me from doing that, right? From actually, fainting there. So Umbreon's going to go for another foul play. I do manage to get the Magic Room up, which is great too. So that's very, very nice. So I got the Magic Powder, then the Magic Room up. So the Trick Room is going to wear off. We're going to go into Roserade here. Roserade was probably the best Pokemon on my team. This was also a max speed, max special attack, as so many of them were. I had the ability Technician, and I had the item Black Sludge. Now, I had Grassy Terrain and Magical Leaf too, and what I tried to do with this team, I didn't really want to Dynamax because obviously I wouldn't be using a magic move then, but if I had absolutely no choice and I couldn't continue the battle without using it, or I couldn't beat a specific Pokemon without doing that, I would have to Dynamax there. But it was absolute last resort. So putting Umbreon to sleep there with the Sleep Powder, which is great, it's closing his eyes. So I'm going to throw the sub up here, and then I can go for Grassy Terrain, and then I can start using, Magical Leaf. Unfortunately, Umbreon is going to wake up here, and it's going to be able to use Max Darkness. The thing I always got about max moves is, right, say you're throwing a Substitute up, they still drop your stats. They're so broken. Like, I feel that's such a, overpowered thing. So, for example, say if you're a really fast Pokemon, you're like, okay, I'm just going to go sub for the dub, but they go max strike with a normal type move, then they can drop your speed and then outspeed you and take you out the next turn. Like, that's just one of the many, overpowered things with Dynamax, right? So I managed to put the Scumbreon to sleep again, and it's very, very good. They pretty much didn't get a lot out of their Dynamax there, which is wonderful. So I can set up the Grassy Terrain here, and I can go for a Technician Magical Leaf. One of the only good things about Magical Leaf is it doesn't miss. It obviously can never miss. It's like air. It's like a special version of Aerial Waste, right? Except it's a grass move, not a flying move. So go for the Magical Leaf. Umbreon is so bulky, and now we've got another foul play here. Now, foul play isn't going to do a lot to Roserade, right? Which is good. So that's fine. If I was running like a physical Roserade set, which I've done before, like Bullet Seed and Technician, that would have been doing a lot more, right? So I estimate 3 to 4 Magical Leafs to take out Umbreon. This thing is 6, so it's 4. So I've hit it twice, so 2 more times. I really need a critical hit here. Now, when you look at most of my team, I'd have to say that Roserade was the best Pokemon. Well, when I say best Pokemon, it was probably the most offensive Pokemon, because not only did I have Stab on Magical Leaf, I also had Technician on top of it too, and I had access to like Substitute and Sleep Powder and Grassy Terrain, so it hit very, very hard. So Umbreon's going to eat another berry here, and it's going to keep going for Foul Play. So this goes on and on and on. Now, I was thinking about Dynamax here, but I thought, well, I'm in a situation where, sure, it's difficult at the moment. This thing is tanking my moves, but is it impossible to win at the moment? No, I've still got one other Pokemon left, so I'm not going to hit the Desperation Dynamax button. I'm going to keep playing the battle out using the magic moves. So Umbreon's going to go for yet another Foul Play here. The next two more, I can leave two more of those Foul Plays. On the second one, I'm going to faint. So I can take this Umbreon out, and there'll be one more after it, right? And I might even be able to get a crit. That'd be great, right? Now, unfortunately for me, the Grassy Terrain has disappeared from the field, so I'm not going to be getting that benefit on the next Umbreon. It did cross my mind to, instead of running Black Sludge, to run Terrain Extender, but I kind of like the double healing of Black Sludge and Grassy Terrain. It was actually quite nice. And especially behind the Substitute, like, you could get that double healing, and then, you know, after a couple of turns, that would almost be equivalent to another Substitute. So it actually worked in quite well with Sleep Powder. They all sort of, you know, work well together. So, last Pokemon we got is the Umbreon. Magical Leaf does fair damage, I guess. And now Umbreon's going to go for a Snarl, which is going to take my Roserade out. However, my last Pokemon is going to be quite good against this team, only in terms of typing, because it's not like I've got Moonblast, right? It's not magical. I wish it was called Magical Moonblast. So this set is a bulky set. We got max health, and we've also got max special attack. I ran this as Modest Nature. I've got Calm Mind, Magical Leaf, Wish, and Cosmic Power. The ability is Magic Guard, so making use of all the magic abilities too. Now, the item I've got this one is Toxic Orb, so I can't be, you know, put to sleep. Burn doesn't really matter too much, or like, you know, paralyzed, stuff like that, frozen, you know, that sort of thing. I didn't have to let it go. So I've got that poison status on there, but it's not going to affect me each turn. So blocking the opponent from doing any scum to me, right? I'm going to set up a couple of Calm Minds here. Now, the Umbreon actually had Fake Tears. It was dropping my special defense by 2 stages. So I was curious whether it had any other moves, any other attacking moves outside of Snarl, or any other special attacking moves. Now, I know Umbreon's move for extremely well. There are a couple of moves it could be using, so I was like, I need to go for Dynamax here just so I can do some damage, right? Because if you look at it, the Umbreon was using Snarl, and it was already dropping my special attack. So as soon as I tried to drop the, Umbreon's health, it would drop my special attack. As you can see there, it only has Snarl as an attacking move. So I thought, well, this is alright. This is acceptable to go for a Dynamax now. I need to get some form of damage, and I'd also like to get the Grassy Terrain in the field. So those seeds are going to come right out of Clefable's mouth, and look how much damage it does. It did nothing. Like, hardly anything at all. And also, we were closing towards the end of the battle too. So say it was like getting close to the end of the battle. It's like, okay, if I want to try and, you know, close this battle up or try and win this battle, I could go for a Dynamax. So they were pretty much the only rules I had in place with this team. Apart from that, I had to use all the magic in the world. So getting some nice recovery there from the Grassy Terrain, of course the Umbreon as well. Umbreon just kept dropping my special attack over and over again. The good thing was it was doing no damage to me at all. So even my max overgrowth, you know, was going to be doing a little bit of damage there too. Not that it was much, right? But I've nearly got it down to half health here, and we're getting very, very close to like the very last minute of the battle. And a Clefable, this Clefable really isn't designed to go into Dynamax. Let's be real here. It's designed to get, like, you know, as many cosmic powers as humanly possible. Spam Calm Mind and then spam Magical Leaf there. And I can also, you know, heal myself off a Wish and pass Wish on to other Pokemon if I need to, right? So down to the last 50 seconds of the battle there, and that pretty much is the game right there. Clefable has completely and utterly walled this Umbreon. Like, I mean, not to say that I'm not walled, but I've got a lot more health, and I've also got Wish as well, right? So it was pretty much a stalemate battle, but I don't know if Umbreon actually had any healing moves there. Like, maybe it did, maybe it don't. I feel like they would have used it already. So Magical Leaf is doing nothing at the moment here, and we're down to like the last 10 seconds of this battle, right? 20 to 10 seconds of the battle. So that was pretty much it. Umbreon is going to be doing its very, very last Snarl, putting my Clefable special attack on a like negative 3 or 4 or something like that, and I fired off my final Magical Leaf. And that, my friends, is the end of the battle. A very, very cool battle there, and I hope you enjoyed the first battle with the magic moves. An extraordinarily difficult team to use, and I think I had some pretty good sets. Like, I really thought they were quite good sets there. I'd say my favorite one so far, I quite like the Executor with the Magic Room. That's pretty fun. Also like the Klefki too. Let's get on to Battle 2. This one was against Skylar. We also got a 6v6 here. But man, like both of these battles were really, really, like they were very lengthy battles, right? See if you can guess what this team is. If you know, put it below in the comment section, right? I'll give you a little clue. Make sure you've got the sound on. Wait, you wouldn't be able to hear that if you didn't. Anyway, back. Someone's going to roast me for that, for sure. So we got a Poliwag lead there. It's going to set the Rain Dance up, right? So it's obviously running Swift Swim, or it wants to power up its water moves, or a combination of both. So go for a Dazzle and Scum there on the Poliwag. This is kind of bad, though, because they had Focus Sash. So since the Focus Sash was consumed, Magician didn't kick in. So I was like, oh, that sucks, right? Now I'm going to get hit by a Hydro Pump, and I can tell you what, that hit really, really hard. And now we're going to go for the Magic Room here. So at least the Magic Room is in effect. So I thought, well, since Klefki won't be able to take an item at the moment, let's go into Executor, right? There's going to be no lock-in by Choice Scarf. What I was thinking of doing, right, is I was like, let's go for Skill Swap. I can Skill Swap and get the Swift Swim, and that'll really benefit me. And then the Poliwag had Blizzard. I was like, uh-oh. So go for the Skill Swap here. I will be able to outspeed the Poliwag now in the rain, which would be great. And, you know, when the Magic Room wears off, I'll be super, super fast, especially with the rain up, right? So I chose this opportunity to go for a Calm Mind here. With one Calm Mind up, I was confident that I could leave a Blizzard. That's if Blizzard would hit, right? I was hoping it would miss. Unfortunately, the Poliwag's Blizzard is going to hit there, but I do take it, which is very, very good. Now, unfortunately, I got frozen on that one, and oh, man. So the rain has stopped here, and my Executor is going to faint to another Blizzard. That was unlucky. That was super, super unlucky. So bye-bye, Executor. I would have loved to have had the, like, one more turn Magic Room wore off, and then I would have had the Choice Scarf Executor go on a rampage, but it is what it is, people. That's Pokemon. So bringing the Rose Raid there, I know I can outspeed a Poliwag, and that is the end of that. So once again, bringing out my Rose Raid kind of earlier on. I didn't really want to do that, but the rest of my team isn't exactly what you call fast, right? Next Pokemon is a Caterpie. It's Exodia, so I got to swap out there. Actually, when you think about this resists a lot of my moves. So I thought, let's go into Klefki. I know Caterpie's moveset like at the back of my hand there. It's probably going to have Bug Bite, right? So I've got no items at all. So what I can do is I can steal an item with Magician, right? Hopefully. Now, Caterpie's going to swap out, and Charizard is going to come in and say, oh, no. Charizard's actually really good against this team. Now watch this, right? I went for a Dazzling game. I just hit my finger on my desk. And anyway, that's all right. My finger, rest in peace. And Charizard is going to go for a Flamethrower. Now, I had the Utility Umbrella as the item. So, I'm not sure. I think Skylar may have been planning something with the weather and the Charizard. Maybe like, I don't know, like Rain Dance Charizard with the Utility Umbrella. Maybe with a Poliwag, something like that. Anyway, so Charizard got to swap out. I went into Mr. Mime here just in time. And we got the Aerodactyl coming in. Now, with this swap, I went for a trick to give the Aerodactyl a Macho Brace, which would halve its speed, which is good because Aerodactyls are very, very fast Pokemon. And I got leftovers, like a nice serving of leftovers. You got to appreciate that, right? Magical Leaf is going to do 2 damage, and Aerodactyl is going to go for a Toxic. So it seems to be I'd say it's a bulky Aerodactyl, like a stalling one. So that's not really good. Like I'm judging on the damage I did with Magical Leaf too was, it's definitely a bulky set. So I thought, well, the best thing I can do is go for Magical Leaf as many times as I can. Aerodactyl is going to go for a Fly, so it's a Fly Toxic set. I quite like to run the Skydrop Toxic set, but of course Skydrop's not in the game. It got removed, which is very, very disappointing. So I'm not sure if I can live a Fly here. I mean, I'm not going to take a Fly very well. So I decided to just, I couldn't do anything anyway, so I just went for Magikarp there. I put my Mr. Mime barrier up, all right? Now we got the Aerodactyl going for a Fly here on my Mr. Mime, and it gets destroyed. So I've got a little bit of leftover recovery. I managed to live the Fly. The bad thing was, right, that Toxic from earlier on will take Mr. Mime out. But at least I got the Macho Brace onto the Aerodactyl. That was sort of what I wanted to do there. Now, the next Pokemon I can bring in here is Rose Raid. I thought, if its only move is Fly, what I'll do, right, is I'll work around that with this, like the sub, right? Unfortunately, the Sleep Powder is going to miss, and Aerodactyl is going to fly in the sky. So it's like, okay, I'm forced to go for sub here. That's okay. I can throw the sub up and give the Sleep Powder another go. I'm pretty confident the only attacking move this Aerodactyl has that's super effective against me is going to be Fly. So that is the end of my substitute there. Though that was, I mean, I think it would have taken me out without a crit, let's be real, but the Roserade's entire family tree would have died to that one. So getting some more recovery there for the Black Sludge. Go for Sleep Powder. This time it's going to land, so good. That is Aerodactyl asleep. Like, just looking at my team, it was actually kind of weak to fire types too. Like Roserade was, and Executor was, Klefki was. Yeah, it wasn't too pretty, let's put it that way. So setting up the grassy terrain here, it's sort of my best hope to get some more damage on Roserade's Magical Leaf. You know, as you know, it's a bulky Aerodactyl. So Aerodactyl is going to be sleeping at the moment, which is good. So now I can hit it with a very, very hard Magical Leaf. Will it take it out from here? I don't believe, but I could probably go for another sub if I really wanted to get around it. So here it comes. Going for Magical Leaf here, and it was enough to take it out. It's like, nice, and it was a juicy crit too. So I'm guessing that was the only reason it took it out. I would have lived that. Not very well, but it still would have lived, right? So I'm back to full health now, thanks to Black Sludge and, of course, the Grassy Terrain. And next Pokemon is Caterpie. So like, okay, Caterpie. It's going to be Dynamax Caterpie only on PIMPNITE channel, right? So this is going to be a big, juicy golden worm, right? Now, as you know, Caterpie being a bug type is going to be able to resist the Magical Leaf. I was like, I'll be honest, I was actually kind of curious how much damage it was going to do to it, you know? Like, I did have Grassy Terrain up, and, you know, Caterpie's probably not what you call the bulkiest Pokemon. So go for Magical Leaf. It does so much damage because I get another critical hit. I was like, wow, 2 crits in a row. That was amazing. Now Caterpie's going to go for a Max Flutterby. That one is coming off Bug Bite, and that is about a 2-hit KO. But as you know, I've got the Black Sludge and I've got the recovery of Grassy Terrain, so there's no way that Caterpie is going to be able to take me out with the next one. I mean, I'm going to outspeed it anyway. Just judging on the damage that I did to the Caterpie with the crit, I still believe that could have possibly been a 2-hit KO, but maybe not if it did go for Max Guard there, right? So it might have been a 3-hit KO. Judging on that damage, right? So I'm going to get a little bit of health back with the Black Sludge and the Grassy Terrain, and so is the Caterpie. Now, the Caterpie can't do much here. It's going to get outsped, so I'm thinking she'll probably go for another Max Guard, and a double Max Guard was successful. Hashtag rent-free Blissey, and that pretty much you know, stalled a little bit of the Grassy Terrain out there. I guess that was the best thing to do there, but I'm still getting lots of recovery back, so I'm fine about that. I've got no problem. So I can easily go for Magical Leaf and take the Caterpie out here, right? My main problem at the moment was that Charizard. That's what I was worried about, to be honest. Like, that one flamethrower from Charizard, that was the end of my, you know, Roserade, right? Now Caterpie's got to swap out, and we got the Charizard coming back in. So like, okay, well, I can go for Magical Leaf. Let's see what it does, right? It does nothing. That is going to be like a quad resist. As you know, like, I know you're probably thinking, I need to get the Psychic type onto Charizard. I need to give Charizard a bit of the old magic, right? So going into Hatterene here, it was a bit of a rough swapping because I had, like, some Pokemon had to swap into Flamethrower, right? And I was thankful that Hatterene was bulky enough. Charizard's going to pop a couple of Flamethrowers off here. It nearly takes me out. Thank God I'm able to get the magic. If I didn't get that Magic Powder off right then, that was game. There's no way I could have taken Charizard out. Now Charizard is going to go for another Flamethrower here, which is fine. At least I was thinking about doing Trick Room and then the Magic Powder. I thought, let's get Magic Powder off first. That's most important. Plus, you know, Trick Room would affect my Rosa, right? So this is risky, right? So I have to go for Dynamax right here, right now. So when I was contemplating going for a Sleep Powder. I thought, if Sleep Powder misses, it's just going to take me out Flamethrower. I'm dead, right? So I have to go for this and have to try and take Charizard out. I mean, or just do it enough damage to it, and then maybe my last Pokemon can do, you know, a little bit of damage. Maybe Clefable could finish it off with a Magical Leaf or something like that. So Charizard's going to outspeed me. Flamethrower, I'd say nearly would have one-shotted me there, judging on the damage it did to me in Dynamax. We're going to go for a Max Overgrowth on Charizard. Remember now, it's not the Fire and Flying type, and it took it out. I was like, awesome. That's amazing right there. So now we've got Grassy Terrain on the field, and the biggest threat is now out of the way, which is great. So I'm going to get the recovery once again from Grassy Terrain and the Black Sludge. So that was a good thing about this set too. I could, like, if I didn't have the Grassy Terrain set up, I could simply set it up with Dynamax. Because, you know, Roserade was the best, or I could say the best Pokemon on my team for Dynamax. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Caterpie. Caterpie is going to be simply swapped in here just to turnstall my Dynamax. So I guess that did its job right there too. So that's 2 turns of my Dynamax God. I've got 1 more left, and I've still got 2 more Pokemon to deal with here. Now, there was one Pokemon I was a little bit worried about. I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do to this in terms of damage, but I have to see what sort of set it was. Next Pokemon is Omanyte. So, okay, that's easy. I can easily take that out with 1 Max Overgrowth. That's going to be, I don't even need Dynamax for that. And then the Omanyte has a Focus Sash. I'm like, is this going to be a Shell Smash set? And it was. So after 1 Shell Smash, Omanyte will be able to outspeed Roserade. Now, I don't know what sort of set it's going to be. Is it going to be special or physical? I'm a little bit worried about that. With my Roserade, I feel like Clefable should be able to live that. I still have Magical Leaf. So if something goes wrong right now, I do have Clefable. And I've got Cosmic Power. I don't have Unaware, though. Unfortunately, I've got Magic Guard. So if this can take my Roserade out, we'll see, right? So now Omanyte's going to be a physical set, going for a Rock Slide. And as you know, I don't have very good defense on Roserade, and Omanyte's going to take me out there. So that's okay. Roserade pretty much saved me. Like, it got rid of that Charizard and the Caterpie. Next Pokemon to swap out is going to be the Clefable. We are down to 2 more minutes left here. We got the Omanyte going for a Rock Slide, obviously trying to get as much damage and a flinch. I was worried about a flinch, but I didn't get one, which is great. I can simply just go for the Magical Leaf there. Omanyte is already 4 times weak, so it didn't really matter what Clefable was going to do there. Didn't even need any boost. So I'm now at half health here. The last Pokemon is going to be a problem, right? Because it's very, very similar to Clefable I guess you could say in looks, right? The last Pokemon is a Chansey. I'm like, how am I going to take a Chansey out with Magical Leap? So I started spamming Calm Mind as much as I could. I was like, I need to get as much damage on this before the, the timer goes off, right? We only had like 2 to 1 minute. We're down to our last 60 seconds, and Clefable's got Water Gun. This is like humiliating. So setting up then Calm Minds there, so Water Gun could do 1 damage instead of 2. And I wanted to see what Magical Leap would do, but I know this thing, even without an Everlight, it's probably going to do not a lot of damage at all, right? So go for Magical Leap here, hoping for some amazing damage, and there you go, people. That's the extent of my damage, and then Chansey has got Calm Mind as well. So at this stage, it is a full-on stalemate, and apparently Chansey had Rest as well, and I had Wish. So it was a massive stalemate there at the end of the battle, but what a crazy bunch of battles with the Magic Moves team. I gotta say, it was very, very fun, but I am glad this battle was done because it was really, really hard to do. All right, people, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.